Hi, this is Kate from Izzalicious Designs. We've made our little pilgrim man. Today we're going to make his wife, the little lady that goes with him. So the colours that you're going to need for her are white, a dark brown, a skin tone and a black. You're also going to need the 4mm by 7mm mini pony beads if you choose to use beads, but you can use bands instead for that. She is a standing up figure, so you will need to make a skirt. I'm not going to be making the skirt in this tutorial. I have a number of different skirt tutorials. You can make it on the monster tail, your regular loom, you can do a growing up fashion. So pick the one that's easiest for you. It's all black bands, 16 rows or rows, and tie off with white bands at the end. So if you make one of those, we will get on with making our little lady. Now we're doing it on a single loom. It's going to be in the offset configuration, which means that column 1 and 3 will be slightly lower than column 2. The arrow is facing towards us, or the open part of the peg is pointing towards us. We're going to be double banding, which means you take 2 bands and you place them on the peg together as if they were one. And we're going to be doing again the back of the head technique, which is a crafty ladybug technique, which I absolutely love and will be doing for all my figures. So a big thank you to her. If you haven't checked out her channel, please do so. She's got some really great designs and is a very dear friend. So the size of the head is going to be a little bit different from what we normally do. Normally we do hair at the top here, and then we do our face. Well, we're doing one extra to make allowances for her little bonnet that she's wearing. And I do seem to have some dodgy black bands at the minute, which is rather annoying, but there we go. So you have to bear with me if we have breakages of band. Okay, so down the bottom here is where we're going to do dark brown to sort of give an indication that she's got hair peeking out from the bottom of her bonnet. Alright, we're going to do 2 brown skin tone bands for her neck, and we will do a skin tone as the end cap, so wrap it once and twice. It's a single band, and we'll pop that here for her neck. Now the other thing we're going to do is some crossover bands. These are single bands and they are white, and we're stretching them across these 3 pegs to make like a triangle. Alright, so when we've done that, dig down past that end cap and grab the 2 skin tone bands. Use a fingernail or your finger to keep the end cap in place. You don't want that flying all over the place. Then we're going to take the 2 brown bands and loop to their corresponding sides, and then up and up and up and up. Now at this stage I'm going to be placing bands for her face and for her hair. Okay, now I'm going to make sure that everything is pushed down. I'm going to loop this one up here, okay, because I'm going to put a brown band in the middle here. Alright, twisted, so I'm going to untwist it just by doing that. I'm then going to place a pair of skin tone and a pair of skin tone. Now at this point I'm going to put a pair of brown from here to here, and on the other side from here all the way down to here, and then skin tone and another pair of skin tone. We're going to do skin tone from here to here, and oopsie, come back from here to here. It's getting a bit crowded. Push things down, make sure things aren't twisted. I'm going to do, oh, that's a pink band, we don't want that, skin tone 2 from here to here, and we're going to do a couple here for the eyes and for the crossover. So a single goes across this mouth area here, the lower jaw. Now for the eyes, I'm going to take a single band and twist it once, twice and 3 times and place across here for eyes. With your eyes, I'm using beads, but you can use bands. If you take a single band and wrap it once, twice and 3 times, that is the equivalent to 1 bead. So you just do 2 of those and you slide those on to a skin tone band, just as I'm about to slide my beads on. With beads, you might need a metal threader or some dental floss. It doesn't really matter. I use a hook and I thread those on and pop the band either side. Make sure the eyes go either side of this middle column, and then taking the top part of the band, lift it up and over this peg so that it's almost like a crossover band. We're going to put another crossover band up here, but this time in white. Don't worry about that being white, because when these fold up they will cover that band completely. Okay, so let's see where we're at now. We're at her neck, and what we're going to do for her neck is before I do that, very important, we have these 2 neck bands here and we have this end cap here. We're going to take the end cap, which is down the very bottom, and lift it up and over the 2 bands for the neck. That ties the back of the head into the face. Okay, so next we're going to use our white bands and come down for the shoulders like this, and we're going to have one there. I can see that I've got it twisted, so I'm going to untwist it. Now at the shoulders, what we're going to do is black for the torso, like this. But then I'm going to use white, 2 white. Actually, let me put another pair of black here first. We'll put another pair of black here, and then we'll put 2 white from here to here, and 2 white from here to here. Now, the arms need to go on here as well, so let's do those quickly. A single band, skin tone, wrap once and twice, slide onto a pair of skin tone, and then we slide onto 4 pair of black bands. So here's our first, second, third, and fourth, and that little arm is just going to sit here. We're going to do the same for the other side. A single, wrap once and twice, slide onto a pair, and then 4 pair of black. One, 2, 3, and 4. Tidy my bands up as I go so I don't splash them all over my office. This is going to sit here. Now, for her body, all we're going to do, she's just going to wear black, a black bodysuit with shoes at the end, because I really don't envisage that we're going to be taking her in and out of her dress too much. So all the way down here, will be black, and the same on the other side. for the middle. I'm going to take 2 and go, and actually I'm going to make her body a little bit shorter because it's hidden under the dress anyway, so I'm going to place those 2 here, so we've only got 1, 2, 3, 4 instead of 5. She is going to be a little bit shorter because she has this extra part here for her hair or her hat. So place that there. Let's put an end cap, a single band, wrap once and twice. And then we're going to put some crossover bands, so a single. I'm going to take another single and stretch it, figure 8, loop it on itself, and we'll place that across. And then another single, not figure 8'd. We're going to put an end cap here, a white one, single band, wrap it round once and twice, and that will pop here. And then shoes, we don't need to do anything too fancy for shoes because they're hidden up her dress. So we're going to take 2 bands, wrap once and twice, slide onto 2 bands. Don't reclaim the end just yet. 2 bands, wrap once and twice, slide on. And now we're going to slide. I'm going to flick those all over the place. We're going to slide these on. There's the first 2. Now let's slide the wrapped bands on. Like that. Angle the foot. And that will just pop on the end here. Like that. Let's do the same for the other side. 2. Wrap once and twice. Slide onto 2, pretty them up a bit, making sure that they're even. Don't reclaim just yet. Take another 2, wrap once and twice, slide onto, or reclaim the end, and then slide onto your 2, like that. Reclaim your bands, angle your foot, and that will sit here. We're going to dig down and find the 2 bottom black bands, and we loop these up. Okay, I always like to start the feet off. Now let's go down here into the groin area, grab the 2 top black bands, and we loop those to their corresponding sides like that, and then dig down and loop this 1, 2 and 3. Let's finish looping our legs. Oh, I do hate when bands break. Told you I had a dodgy packet. Put that there. Let's replace this band. I need to lift the crossover band up, put the band there, put the crossover band back. Now all I have to do is go through these bands here, grab my bands, I'm going to pull them back up. Now I have to make sure that I don't grab the other bands by mistake, which is why I twist my hook so that it doesn't snag on these, and we can continue. Up to the arms. Okay, so we're at this spot here. Now we're going to dig down past that end cap and grab the 2 top white bands and loop them to the corresponding side. Okay, like that. Then these under the arms here to the neck, and then this one must be looped up as well, don't forget that, or it'll all fall apart. Then we can loop the neck up to the face. Okay, from here we're getting the 2 top, loop to the side, do the same for the other side, and these 2 for the middle and the middle. We're digging down here for the 2 skin tone. Now we're going for the brown. Grab the 2 brown, the dark brown, and they loop up to this center point here. Same on the other side, like that. And then there's the 2 brown here that you will loop up as well. Now we're going back down that spot and grab the 2 white, and again on the other side. Now I can feel a bit of resistance there. I'm just going to see what's going on. There we go. Now we're going to grab 2 white bands to tie off with. Poke your hook down the center and out the side. Pop the 2 white bands on the end of your hook and drag back and through. You're at the back side of this peg. Take the 2 closest to you up, over and off, and tie in a slip knot. We're ready to take her off the loom. Gently does it. There's a lot of bands on some of these pegs, and I would hate to think that in this last minute of our figure we're going to break our bands. That would be depressing. Make sure that the back of the head is free. There we go. Stretch her into shape. Now with these little bands at the back, what we're going to do, push your hook through up to the back here, grab those 2 bands and let's pull them back. And they can actually live in the space between her hair and her skin. That's perfectly okay if you can grab them, which is proving to be difficult for me. Come on, you little trickies. It's good because you can hide a multitude of sins in that little space behind there. Stretch this out so that it doesn't look so spacey, I guess. You've got the crossover bands there, so stretch that out like that. There's her face. Let's push this eye back out. There we go. Now, a couple of things that we're going to need to do. Let's grab a couple of white bands. What you're going to do is I want to grab 2 of the bands either side of her head here. I'm going to take a single white band, pull it through those 2, and I'm going to tie a slip knot, if I can. There we go, like this. And I'm going to do the same on the other side. Go through 1, find another, single band, pull it back. I'm going to tie a slip knot the same way. Alright, so we have these 2 little knots on the side of her head, like this. What I'm going to do is poke my hook through this band of her neck, grab one of those and pull it through, and then keep that loop on my hook, go back through that neck band, grab the other white band, so that I have them here, Take another single white band, pull that through, and all we're going to do now is tie a knot. And by tying a knot in this, it will form like a little bow. So here we are. And unfortunately I didn't do that very even, but I think you get the drift of what I'm trying to do. I can try and even it up a little bit. Of course I pulled it nice and tight. Let's try that again. Come here, Tricky. There we are. I think that's a bit better. There we go. So here's the white side of the bands that will go either side of her face. And that's to look like she's wearing a little bonnet on her head, like this. Okay, so there's the back of it. Now, what we need to do, see if we can make that go on the side. There we are. We need to make an apron. So again, single loom. It's all going to be white. I'm going to pop my middle row or column out and make it so that we are in the standard configuration. All of these are the same height. We're using single bands like this, and we're coming down. Let's have a count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So each will be 7. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. And let's do that for the other columns as well. We will have an end cap on these 3, so it's a single band wrapped once and twice, popped on the end, and we will do crossover bands, which again is a single band, and we're just going to stretch it across these 3 pegs. You don't have to form a triangle because we don't have a triangle to form. On this last one, you go over these 2, but then this little part here, you're going to pop up the top over the top of that particular peg like that. Dig down and find the bottom band on each of these. Make sure you push that crossover band out the way, like that, and then we loop these up. Oopsie, let's get that correct. There we go. Now, I'm not going to take, well, I will take this off the band, off the loom, but first I'm going to take the skirt that I have already made off my little figure. So this is your skirt that you will have had, and as I said, you've tied it off. I've used 2 pair of black bands to thread these through. As you can see, here they are, but then I've tied them off together with a pair of pair of white bands. So what we're going to do is the old trick: grab a spoon, slide the spoon in like this into the skirt. we're going to grab our figure that we have made and poke her inside the spoon as if she's taking a nice little nap. Pull her out. As you can see, her little feet will come out there. Make her the right height that you want her to be. Okay, and so you have these two tie-off bands here that are white, and we're going to use that for our apron. So as we take our apron off our loom, collect these two little loops on each of these 3 pegs. Take your apron off your loom. There we go. Straighten it all out. So this is going to go here. All right. What we're going to do is take a single white band and slide this through all of those little loops like that. Here's our little apron like this. Put it around her waist. You're grabbing one side here and you're going to pull that through one side. All right. Hold on to that, maybe on your hook or something. Take the other side. Don't put that on your hook yet. The other side of the apron, you're here. You basically want that to go over like that. So you have the band that we looped these chains on. Each of them are on one side of the tie-off band that we used to make the skirt. And again, all you're going to do is tie it together in a bow like that, and there we have her apron. Fix her arms up. I mean, this doesn't need to go anywhere. An apron has these bits at the end, and there she is next to her little husband. I hope you enjoy making. Take care. Bye bye.